Hello, and welcome to another episode. We are Self Love is a Key Wellness Incorporated. We are established as a nonprofit.
Yes.
Yes. And so today we're going to be talking about self love. Like, what is self love
Period.
really? What is it to you? So let's start off with a cheers. Cheers to that. Yes. Okay. So we thought that we would start off with some basic principles of self love. And me and Coach Jay are going to pass them off back and forth toward each other.
Period.
And if you hear some that you like, I encourage you to write them down and keep them for yourself. Okay? So let's get it started. First one, I have the right to ask for what I want.
I have the right to say no.
Mhm. I have the right to feel and express my feelings, both positive and negative.
I have the right to make a mistake.
I have the right to have my own opinions and convictions.
I have the right to be treated with dignity and respect.
I have the right to change my mind or decide on a different course of action.
I have the right to protest unfair treatment or criticism.
Right. I have the right to expect honesty from others.
I have the right to own values and standards.
Right. I have the right to be angry at someone that I love.
I have the right to say, I don't know.
I have the right to negotiate for change.
I have the right to be in a non abusive environment.
Amen. I have the right to ask for help or emotional support.
I have the right to my own needs for personal space and time, even if others would prefer my company.
Yeah. I have the right not to have to justify myself to others.
I have the right not to take responsibility for someone else's behavior, feelings, or problems.
Right. I have the right not to have to anticipate other people's needs and wishes.
Hmm. I have the right not to always worry about the goodwill of others. Ooh, that was deep.
Right. And last but not least, I have the right to choose not to respond to a situation.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yes. I think those are some very good topics to like yeah, everybody can take those in and
Mm-hmm.
really resonate somewhere with those. So make sure you write them down.
Right. And then if some of those speak to you, like we said, like keep them somewhere close to you, and remember those things. But the question is, what is self love, right? And again, I feel like it's one of those buzz phrases
Mhm.
that people talk about a lot. People who are toxic in the toxic positivity
Mhm.
realm, and they think, oh, self love means massages, hot bubble baths, you know, brunch with the girls, or whatever. But it's way more than that, and we're here to teach self-love and talk about it in a way that sits best with you, because for everybody it looks differently,
Mhm.
right? Well, the first thing I want to talk about is what self-love is not. Okay.
Period.
So self-love is not selfish, right? Self-love does not mean that you don't care about anybody else but yourself. It means you care enough to take care of yourself first so you can be there for everybody else in your life,
Yes.
right? And so that means, like we were talking about with the basic principles, sometimes it means you have to say no because you don't have the capacity to do something.
And it's okay to say no.
Hmm. Or sometimes it means you're not able to answer a question because you maybe don't have the answer, or maybe you don't have the energy to answer the question. So you can choose not to. You can choose to change your mind. You may have said you could help with something,
Mhm.
and later on you realize that you really don't have the energy for it.
Mhm.
And that may mean letting somebody down, but at the end of the day, it also means that you love yourself enough to know what you're not ready for or what you can't handle.
I feel like you have to be in touch with yourself a lot, when it comes to self love. You
Hmm.
have to be able to just really know what is enough. you know,
And what is your threshold,
yeah,
right?
you have to know when enough is enough. You have to know that I can't do this anymore. I can't take this anymore. I think that goes in every aspect of our lives. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's with a friend, whether it's with a relationship, whether it's with work, whether it's with just day to day life.
Hmm.
We have to know when enough is enough and be able to say, okay, I have to retract and get myself back together. I need
Right.
that time for myself to where I'm able to get through this process,
Hmm.
clear my mind,
Hmm.
be a better person so I can be better for my village and whoever that may be.
Yes, yes. Now, there's something that I came across on Instagram that sat well with me that I want to share with everyone. And it talks about the cocoon stage. Okay. The cocoon stage is where you don't see much of your friends because you need to recover from the overstimulation of life.
Mm.
Okay. So it talks about the fact that humans have natural seasons in life. We have them. We have the season that we go through throughout the year,
Mm-hmm.
right? Winter, spring, summer, fall.
Mm-hmm.
And usually during the the fall and winter months, we tend to want to retreat into ourselves a bit more, and it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's a time to hibernate. That's when mammals hibernate, and then in the springtime, they
We
come back out.
outside.
Right, summertime,
We
we're outside.
outside.
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some of us get what they call seasonal depression, where when it tends to get darker earlier in the daytime and it gets colder, your mood can be impacted.
And when I tell you, I hate that the time changes.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm a person that really hate that the time changes. Like
Hmm.
I really prefer for it to get dark at 8 o'clock every day. So yeah,
Yeah, so when that happens,
I feel like I be trying to beat the time. Like I got to get home before it get dark.
that can impose on us a mood that we didn't even ask for, and we might not recognize that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But it could be seasonal depression.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the cocoon stage, it comes when you're searching for more, when you don't want small talk. You know, you might feel the pull of your body to rest, right? To go into that sacred experience of just resting. Okay, so and it's normal. Family might not understand, your friends might not understand. They may see that as rejection or that you're isolating, but it's not always the case. Sometimes you need to recuperate, and that means going within. Healing is not always pretty. Sometimes you do have to sit by yourself and self reflect on your own without a lot of outside influence, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
outside noise.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. That is another way to practice self love, is allowing yourself to be alone.
That's true.
But that's the cocoon stage. Um,
Well, so my question to you is, what does self love mean to you?
so to me, self love means doing whatever I need to do to get myself back to my baseline, whatever that is. So if that means I need to take a break from social media, I'll do that. If I have to mute a few people or unfollow some people, I'll do that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If I have to stop answering my phone for whatever however amount of time because I need my peace, I will do that,
Mm-hmm.
right? If I need to just focus on my spirituality, prayer,
Mm-hmm.
meditation, yoga,
Mm-hmm.
reading the Bible, or reading the Quran, whatever fits your spiritual journey, sometimes that is just self-love, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it doesn't always mean bubble baths and getting your feet and toes done, which all that is great too. That's one of them too, but we're talking deeper than that
Mm-hmm.
right now. Mhm. But what do you? And that's kind of just where I'm at in
Mm-hmm.
this right now. I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm in that cocoon season, so that's what speaks to me. Because y'all know, like I love me some nails, obviously. I love me some hair, obviously. I do all those things, but it's definitely more than that.
I think, like, to me, like, self love sometimes is being one with my thoughts. You know, I
Hmm.
think that sometimes, like, in order for me to personally be able to um, grow as an individual,
Hmm.
I think that sometimes I have to sit back and say, hey, like, what am I really feeling today? How am I really doing today?
Really
You
checking
know,
in with
really
yourself.
checking in with myself and really
Yes.
knowing,
Hmm.
like, nah, I'm not doing so well today, you know, or I'm doing marvelous today, you know, or whatever, you know, just really knowing what today really is. And I think that on a daily basis, that's something really good to do. Just really checking in with yourself, whether it's in the morning, whether it's at night, whether it's in the afternoon, just taking 10 or 15 minutes out of your day to really sit down, have that time to yourself and say, how are you today? Like, how really are you today? Like, how is everything? I know you're stressed. I know you're dealing with this. I know you're dealing with that. But how are you?
Exactly, because life is not always about just go, go, go,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're in a society
Mm-hmm.
where you feel like we have to always be producing something.
Yes.
Always, always on to that next best thing, always
Mm-hmm.
competing with someone, always
Mm-hmm.
trying to show off what we have, or what we're doing day to day. And that's not always required. Along with that, though, comes this anxiety that I think a lot of us have today, this perfectionism. We have to show the world how good we're doing at all times and that everything is okay all the time.
Everything is
And
not always
everything's
okay.
not always okay, right? And it takes more energy to do that, to fake like you're okay,
Than to just be
than to just be
honest.
yourself.
Mm, that was that was a gem for real
It
because
does. It does.
that's true.
If anyone knows this, if no one knows this, right, more than I do as a therapist, I've talked to so many people who
Mm-hmm.
struggle with depression and anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
and they talk about the fact that they have to put on a face for everybody. They have to
Mm-hmm.
smile. They have to act like everything is okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it kills them. They're dying inside, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to let anybody down, right? So that's why I like to go back to what we talked about earlier, the basic principles. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay to say no. It's okay to like let someone down if you know that you are really not
In the mood.
feeling your best,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you'd rather show up 100% than show up at 50 or 40 trying to push to 100% when you don't have the energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good, so practice self-compassion, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just like you said. That's what I was going to say. Like, practicing self compassion is very
Yes.
important. Give yourself grace. Like, give yourself so much grace because we're all. No one is perfect. No
No.
one in the world is
We
perfect.
don't all go through life. It's not possible to go through life with a perfect score.
It's not.
It's not possible.
Imagine if everyone in the world was perfect. Just imagine that.
How
What?
boring would that be?
How boring would life really be if
Everybody
we're
was
all
perfect.
perfect? We all are doing well. We all are financially stable. We all are, mentally stable. There would be literally no issues in the world at all if everyone was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that that's. I feel like we're all here for a purpose, and because our purposes are all different, I think that that's why things are always going to be different. That's why no one is perfect. That's my own personal belief.
Something else we have to get away from is this idea that life should not ever um, have pain or suffering in it
Mm-hmm.
or challenge in
Mm-hmm.
it. That's not realistic.
Challenge means growth.
Yes, it does. Challenge means growth. Not
Yes.
getting what you want means growth,
Yes. Yes.
right? And life is not just like this. Life is like this,
Yes.
ups and downs.
Yes.
When you have the downs, the lows, you appreciate the highs. You have the highs, you understand the lows.
And it makes you stronger to be able. The lows make you stronger to be able to
Yeah.
actually get through the highs and understand why the highs are the highs and the lows are the lows. Like,
And you get that from self-reflection and going within a lot of times. So allow yourself to do that. Cocoon stage if you need to. Go into
there's
it.
nothing wrong with it. Like, taking a break from social media, taking a break from your friends. I don't care if it's a day. I don't care if it's a week.
Take the time that you need.
Take the time that you need. Make sure that you are good. If you're not good for yourself, you can never be good for anyone else. And that's something that I was always taught. Make sure that yourself is good. That's not being selfish. That's just you being in touch with yourself and being able to say, hey, I'm not okay.
That is self-love.
Let me take a step back
and
to
take
make
care.
sure
Yes.
I'm okay.
Let me take care of myself.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
And taking care of you is a good thing. Of course, like you were saying, hair, nails, and feet done, and going shopping.
But that's not it though.
That's a good self-love. Don't get me wrong.
But it's not. That's not all.
That's not all. Get in touch with yourself. Get in touch with things that actually really help you on a day-to-day basis besides just the surface things. Of course, things that help us look good on the outside, that's great. But how about things that help us feel good on the inside as well?
Right. Case in point though, right? You could feel like you look perfect on the outside, but if you're not focusing on your inside, if you're not addressing your mental health issues, if you're addressing your self-esteem and self-confidence in a real way, it's still going to come out. Right. So I'm going to bring up something that just happened recently in social media. Right. So we have, I love me some TLC. First of all, love me some TLC. I'm never going to talk bad about TLC, but I want to talk about something that happened on social media with Chili, one of the singers. So there was a post going around of her with her boo. Chili's black, her boo is white. Someone gave a compliment to her, said something about, beautiful chocolate woman. And Chili responded, I'm not chocolate, I'm caramel. Right? There's nothing wrong with being chocolate. Nothing wrong with us having black skin or dark skin. Right? But that's an example of you can be the most beautiful person in the world and still have some issues, some inner self-esteem or insecurities about yourself. It makes you feel like you have to perfect or you have to be perfect. You have to correct someone. I was that girl once. I used to really be proud of my heritage, my Irish heritage, Native American heritage, Creole. We're this, we're that. And I'm like, look, I'm black and that is okay.
And just be proud to be who you are.
Right.
Whoever you are.
Right.
Whether you're black, white, cat, dog, whatever you are, be happy about who you are.
Right, but we have to go there in the spirit of Black History Month. We have to touch on race. Colorism is a big thing, in the Black community that we need to address. And you would think that it would have gone away by now, but obviously it has not.
I don't think that, honestly, the life that we live, I don't think that colorism or racism will ever honestly go away. I just don't believe it ever will. I think that, there's people that teach other people that, the way of the world years and years and years ago is the right way. And that should still be continued to be practiced today. Of course, we all feel differently, but at the end of the day, I don't believe that it will ever go away because people do believe that those issues are okay.
I think that all racism is an excuse for someone to say that I'm better than you. I'm better than you in some way because I don't really care about myself. So I have to put someone else down so I can feel better about myself.
Or they have, like you said, their own insecurities about themselves. So because they have their own insecurity, they're projecting
onto you.
As Candace did, projecting.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So, yeah. Don't let no one project onto you, though.
Oh, you love yourself fully and completely for who you are today and who you will be in the future. Love your past self because without your past self, you want to be who you are now.
Period. Come on, Gems.
Right.
Come on, Gems.
Again, that's self-love. So we didn't do our normal announcements, I just realized. But in case you don't know, I'm Cambria Caldwell. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist offering one-on-one mental health services and coaching.
I am Jamel Brownridge. I am a certified life coach. I'm doing the same thing.
Also offering coaching and mentoring services. Yes. And we're offering services under our established nonprofit organization, which is Self-Love is the Key Wellness Incorporated.
Yes.
We will have information down at the bottom if you want to reach out to us via email or phone. We also have our Instagram handles, Self-Love is the Key Wellness on Instagram. You can find
Get Well with Mel.
Get Well with Mel on Instagram. I'll also post the handles in the description below. You have any last words?
I want to challenge everyone to figure out what does self-love mean to them.
Yes, and let us know. Put it in the comments.
Yes.
Send us some DMs.
Yes. That's my challenge for everyone that watches this video. I want to challenge you. What does self-love mean to you? And please let us know. I really want to know. I really want to know. And I don't want to know just because I go get my nails done, I get my hair did. I want to know something really deep, something really good and juicy.
Beyond that,
yes.
What are you doing for your mental,
yes.
your spiritual,
yes.
your emotional,
yes.
not just physical?
Yes. Period. All right, y'all. We'll see you guys next time, next week. Enjoy the rest of you guys' day. Have a great day. Yeah. And we love you guys.
Love you. Bye-bye.